Now let's get into some guys that are more likely to be available. Speaking of more, Rondale Moore, the top pickup by far this week. If any of those other guys are gone, 33% owned. So more competitive leagues, there's a good chance he is already gone, but he is currently leading. This is crazy. On a team with DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore is leading this team in targets, receptions, and receiving yards so far this season. Put up a 7 for 114 in a TD line on just 8 targets. And what's insane is he's seeing the fourth snaps. He's down in the bottom of behind AJ Green, behind Christian Kirk in terms of snaps. But when he's out there, he's getting used. 22.2% target share, even though he's only playing 46% of the snaps. I mean, he played, I want to say 21 snaps and saw 7 looks. I mean, that is elite usage. He's a great security blanket that can also go deep, can make some things happen on broken plays. And you know how good Kyler Murray is on that. So love to see Rondale Moore. Definitely a guy that I would blow 30+% fab on. Huge upside among these rookie receivers, looking like one of the best bets of this class to produce. And here's one I had to put at number 2 just to say I told you so. Last Wednesday, after the waiver wire, I added Cordarrelle Patterson in almost every single league, and I tweeted out, why is this guy not getting more love? He led the Falcons in rushing after week 1, had the most 10+ yard rushes in the NFL, even though he only saw 7 carries. And then we see the nice increase in bump in usage. 43% of the backfield touches, 12 of 28. That's up from 33% in week 1. 13% target share, up from 5%. All 3, most importantly, all 3 of the team's backfield opportunities, 2 carries and 1 target within the 10-yard line. He became like the de facto goal line back here, did Cordarrelle Patterson. And so also, to just add a little cherry on top to the nice usage, he also has running back and receiver eligibility in Yahoo. You could put him as your wide receiver 3. Imagine if Mike Davis got hurt and you had like a 25-touch running back as your wide receiver 3. That alone makes him worth 20% plus fab. I did drop him for Christian Kirk in a league, and now I'm kicking myself. I wish I had dropped Tony Jones instead. But I would be going to the well to go get this guy if I had a need at receiver, running back, or just want to add some explosive talent on the bench. He's looking really good. You see him navigating the lanes. Kind of reminds you of like a very poor man's, very like broke man's Derrick Henry, but the way his upright running style, it seems to fit what Arthur Smith wants to do. And Smith, on what's clearly going to be a lost season, why not ride this guy and see what you have? I think we're going to see Mike Davis's workload continue to get tapered out, and the expense of him is going to come to the boon of Cordarrelle Patterson. I love this guy, only 15% owned, so much more likely to be out there than Rondale Moore, and well worth blowing that money for. And again, more of you guys coming in, getting your questions in. We'll be happy to answer every single one we get. So keep them coming in. Keep giving that thumbs up if you don't mind, to help us get out to more people. Would be greatly appreciated. But I'm looking forward to answering all these questions as they come in. Last week's show was amazing. Would love to top that even more. Another guy, just kind of de facto the upside he would have if Dalvin Cook misses time. 33% owned Alexander Mattison, or rostered rather. I'd say he's worth about 10% of your fab, so he's probably going to go for more. That's because we don't know yet what Cook's status is. He's battling a quote-unquote little ankle sprain. He got knocked out twice in the game, but did return to action. Looked like a monster of all time, 140 yards or so. That being said, Mattison, should he go down? The last time we saw Mattison fill in for Cook, he had 145 yards and 2 TDs. Fits the zone blocking scheme very well. This offense is putting up even more points than last year. I think Mattison would be an immediate plug-in high-end RB2 should Cook miss this upcoming game against the Seahawks, who we just saw Derrick Henry batter for an insane 45 fantasy points. I'm not saying Mattison will do that, but the matchup isn't bad at all for him if he is getting spot start duty, and he should just be stashed anyways, given that the fragility we've seen in the past with Dalvin Cook. His handcuff should be owned, whether by the owner of Dalvin Cook or by you to be the nuisance and cockblock the owner of Dalvin Cook. So I really like Alexander Mattison as an ad this week. Check if he's out there as a potential bench stash for you. Moving forward in terms of usability right off the bat, Tim Patrick, we highlighted him last week, only 22% rostered right now. So I want to continue to highlight this guy. I think he's well worth 8 to 10% of your fab right now because he's a beast. I mean, he ran the most routes of the Broncos this week. Yes, Sutton, the clear alpha. I mean, there's no debating that. 12 targets, 35% target share, 159 yards, leading week 2 in yardage. I mean, yes, Sutton is the guy. Love the fit with Teddy Bridgewater, too. I mean, that was all covered in yesterday's Risers Faller show. Go check that out if you already missed it. One of the best just evergreen type of performance content we have. This will be gone tomorrow. Won't matter after the waivers are processed. Whereas, that's a great piece of content if you missed that one yesterday. But Tim Patrick just continues to get it done. Did score in this contest. Average, 7.8 depth per target, not bad. 12 fantasy points in back-to-back games. And then you look back to last year, once we had Cortland Sutton knocked out and he was the clear number 2. He was very steady, 10-plus fantasy points in nearly every start. He's very, very dependable. He led PFF's metric on 20-plus yards on contested catch rate. He caught nearly all of them. And Bridgewater's slinging it down the field. We're going to talk about Bridgewater in just a couple players. I really, really like this Tim Patrick guy. He just doesn't seem sexy. I mean, the name is Tim Patrick. Yay. But ultimately, when he's in your lineup, he's getting it done for you. So definitely a quality wide receiver 3, at least until Judy's back. Also, J.D. McKissic coming back from an awful, non-existent week 1, cut by many owners, and then back from the dead after we saw that Gibson fumble. I wonder if this was a, kind of punishment after Gibson was 23-1. We then saw 9 touches coming McKissic's way as compared to 15 for Antonio Gibson. And McKissic did more with his work. 5 catches, 83 yards on 6 targets, 4 rushes for 10 yards, but most frustratingly, got the goal line plunge in that 2-minute no-huddle offense. That's his role. He kills it on third down situations and a no-minute 2-huddle drill, 2-minute no-huddle drill. Sorry, getting the words jumbled up there. It's not exciting. It's not sexy, but it gets you value. This guy did lead the league in running back targets last year with 100, second in receptions. Now, without, Alex Smith, the check down king, that's not going to happen again. But he saw 13.6% target share from Taylor Heineke compared to just 4.5% for Antonio Gibson. That's a sign of things to come. You're going to enjoy having J.D. McKissic as a potential. It's like a James White light, like a poor man's James White this year. So if you miss out on James White, but McKissic's there, usable flex option, at least to bridge you to a Javonte Williams or someone more exciting, ideally. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.